Frank Bruno, born on November 16, 1961, is a celebrated British boxer whose career spanned from 1982 to 1996. Known for his power and determination, he achieved his dream by capturing the WBC heavyweight title from Oliver McCall at Wembley Stadium in 1995, marking a triumphant moment in his fourth attempt at a world championship. Throughout his journey, Bruno battled some of the toughest names in boxing, including two tough losses to Mike Tyson in 1989 and 1996, and a challenging match against fellow Brit Lennox Lewis in 1993. His story is one of resilience and unforgettable clashes in the ring. Frank Bruno turned pro as a boxer in 1981 and quickly made a name for himself by winning 21 fights in a row, all by knockout. This impressive run grabbed the attention of major boxing magazines like The Ring and KO magazine. During this time, he defeated notable opponents, including former world title contender Scott Ledoux, fringe contender Floyd Cummings, and Belgian champion Rudy Gaw, along with British contenders Tony Moore and Eddie Nielsen. However, in May 1984, his winning streak came to an end when American James "Bone Crusher" Smith knocked him out in the 10th round of their match, despite Bruno leading on all three judges' scorecards. Bruno bounced back by winning his next 6 fights against tough opponents. He claimed the European heavyweight title with a knockout of Sweden's Anders Eklund and took out former European champion Lucien Rodriguez in just 1 round. He faced his first real challenge when he fought world-rated Phil Brown, going the full distance, and also beat other fighters like Larry Frazier and Jeff Jordan. Bruno returned to title contention with a quick knockout win over former WBA champion Jerry Cutsey from South Africa. In July 1986, he fought Tim Witherspoon for the WBA heavyweight title. Bruno was ahead on the scorecards for most of the match, but ran out of energy and was knocked out in the 11th round. He soon got back into the mix with victories over James Tillis and journeyman Reggie Gross and Chuck Gardner. In October 1987, Bruno faced veteran Joe Bugner in a British showdown. Even though Bugner was past his prime, he had recent wins over notable fighters. Bruno won the fight by TKO in the 8th round when the referee stopped the bout. In February 1989, Bruno faced Mike Tyson for the world heavyweight title. Right from the start, both fighters threw big punches. Bruno's legs wobbled, and he stumbled back, accidentally stepping off the ring apron. Without complaining, he kept fighting and even rocked Tyson with a left hook, something that had never happened to Tyson before. But Tyson bounced back and won in the 5th round, with the referee stopping the fight as Bruno was taking heavy hits on the ropes. Bruno continued to win fights, keeping his place among the top heavyweights. He beat contender Carl Williams and other fighters like Jose Ribalta, Pierre Kutzer, and Jan Emmett. In 1993, Bruno got another chance to fight for the world title against Lennox Lewis, who was defending his belt for the 2nd time. It was the first time 2 British boxers fought for the world heavyweight title. Bruno was winning on points, but lost in the 7th round when Lewis stopped him. Bruno bounced back by knocking out Jesse Ferguson in the 1st round and easily beating Rodolfo Marin and Mike Evans. On September 2nd, 1995, Bruno finally became world champion by beating WBC champion Oliver McCall in a 12-round fight. After a close start, Bruno took control in the middle rounds but slowed down a bit toward the end. Unlike previous opponents, McCall couldn't break through Bruno's defense for a late knockout, and Bruno won on points. This was only the 2nd time Bruno had gone to the judges. Bruno's time as champion didn't last long. He had to defend his title against Mike Tyson in his next fight. Tyson stopped Bruno in the 3rd round. Bruno didn't perform well because of an eye injury from their first fight. After the fight, doctors warned him not to fight again to avoid risking permanent blindness, so Bruno retired. During his career, Bruno's publicist was sports historian Norman Giller, who wrote 3 books with him. Know What I Mean?, Eye of the Tiger, and From Zero to Hero. Bruno's manager for most of his career was Terry Lawless, who signed him after he won the ABA heavyweight title at 18. On September 22, 2003, Frank Bruno was taken from his home near Brentwood, Essex, by medical staff and police, following the Mental Health Act. He was brought to Goodmayes Hospital for psychological evaluations after struggling with depression for months, ultimately being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. In October 2005, he revealed that his cocaine use, which began in 2000, had worsened his mental health issues. Media coverage of his situation sparked controversy, especially after The Sun ran a headline calling him "Bonkers Bruno locked up." The paper later retracted it, trying to show more sensitivity toward Bruno and mental health. In response, they set up a charity fund for those with mental illnesses, though some criticized this as hypocritical given their earlier insensitivity. Bruno didn't shy away from his struggles. He supported fellow sports star Paul Gascoigne during his own mental health battle and shared his experiences at conferences. He faced another sectioning in 2012 but continued to advocate for mental health awareness, stating in 2013 that it's a fight worth winning. In December 2005, Bruno announced he was expecting his fourth child with Yvonne Clydesdale, a friend he reconnected with. In 2006, he published an autobiography, Frank, Fighting Back, which won an award for Best Autobiography. By 2012, he was living in Glasgow with his girlfriend, Nina Coletta. Today, he actively raises funds through the Frank Bruno Foundation, offering personal video calls to discuss mental health, hoping to inspire others on their journeys. Frank Bruno's boxing journey was one of resilience, determination, and passion. Despite facing setbacks and tough losses, he never gave up, eventually achieving his dream of becoming a world champion. His reign as champion was short, his legacy remained strong. Bruno's retirement marked the end of a remarkable career, but his impact on the sport and his status as a beloved figure in British boxing continue to inspire fans and athletes alike.